live from the Twin Cities. This is the Fox 9 Morning News.
First, though, we're going to check in this morning with M.A. Roscoe.
I'm reading a cookbook right now, but if you could come up with a recipe for the perfect president, what would be in it? Well, these two women surveyed alpha women around the country to find out what is in their recipe. I'm M.A. Roscoe. I'll have that story and all those ingredients coming up.
Ginger Consulting is a local firm that specializes in marketing to women. They recently polled 400 women around the country and asked them for a specific recipe.
Not for a dish, for a president. And M.A. Roscoe finds out what traits women want most in their recipe for a perfect president.
Tomato and goat cheese tarts. I'm looking at a recipe book, but these two women from Ginger Consulting asked women around the country, 400 influential, trend-setting women, what their recipe is for a perfect president. And you got some pretty surprising answers. And Beth Perron-Jarvis, I'll start with you.
Okay.
This is not surprising the economy, but surprising how important it is to these women.
Right. When we asked women to put together their sort of 5-ingredient recipe, what's the most important thing? And they had a lot of choices of ingredients, as they would in any recipe. Number one was the economy. In fact, 70% said that is, bar none, the most important factor for them in terms of this upcoming election. Looking at the guy who's going to get the job done for them, knowing that, you know, our economy and really their own personal economies have really been suffering. You know, the household budget has never been stretched further. So many people are experiencing unemployment or kind of compressed employment, less employment, and just not where they want to be, not where they need to be.
When you interviewed these women, they came from all over, but they are also Republican, Democrat, Independent, undecided. And yet it was important to them, Mary Van Note, that they were able, your president would be able to work across the aisle and compromise.
Absolutely. Yeah, the second thing in the recipe is compromise and working across the aisle. And this is because it's related to the third thing, which is getting things done. So alpha women want a president that can literally compromise because they feel that the political arena is in a stalemate and they want things to happen and get things done. They don't have the luxury, alpha women, of not getting things done. They work with a lot of people. They have jobs, they have pickup line, they have volunteering, they have their own 5-year-olds, and they don't get to say, oh, Jimmy, I'm not happy with what you did at school today, so we're not going to work together and I'm not going to drive you to soccer. You know, and they feel like that's what's happening with the country right now. They are really depressed and actually quite articulate about how they feel that the state of this blame game and the you said, he said, we said, we're not going to get along, it's just put the, you know, it's just stalled the country. They have to get ahead. They have to make do with diminished resources, and they don't understand why their political leaders, whom they are electing, will not compromise and get things done.
Yeah, one of our panelists actually said there's sort of this dig your heels in partisan shenanigans, which I thought was just funny,
That
colorful
sounds like
language.
for a 7-year-old who's not getting his or her way.
It's true. And they're like, why does it have to be so vitriolic? Why is it that, you know, that getting ahead is about pushing someone down? That doesn't work in life. It shouldn't work in politics and governing either.
Well, one of the reasons you guys were so interested in polling women is that they turn out to vote, but that's not the only reason. When we come back, why we should be wondering what the perfect president looks like to a woman. When we come back, stick around.
All right, well, tomorrow, M.A. has what you need to know before you head to the voting booth.